What up? Welcome to the Binge Eater Podcast. Your boy, the South Spouse. I'm here with Big Lynch holding it down, and Donnie Duckett. He's actually not here today, but that's fine. I'm actually leaving to London, England tonight. You might be getting this. You might be getting this on the tail end of my trip, but I'm not going to lie to you, Lynch. What am I supposed to wear?
It's so funny.
I've never gone anywhere and been like, wait, what should I wear? What if I pull up in like jeans that are short at the ankle and everyone's wearing black tracksuits with hoodies up?
Well, you're going to like a highly visible like influencer event, which means they're probably going to be dressed like, dripped out, as the kids say, in like all this sort of nice stuff. But the truth is, how clothes work. It's like how you wear it, not what it is always. And so I don't know, maybe you rock no shirt with like a jacket and like super baggy
gold
jeans.
dog tag, like chain.
Get a nose ring maybe in time for this.
Pulling up with a nose ring is
the dangling Miguel David out of your ear.
So I am going to the KSI boxing match. Probably gonna link up with Keemstar there. Very excited to see Woody and Wings of Redemption. What are you thinking about that? A Boogie and Wings of Redemption. By the way, to everyone listening, Boogie's an triple OG YouTuber. Maybe you know him as Francis. Used to drink Mountain Dew and smash a bunch of things, Xboxes, and freak out about being a gamer. And then Boogie, Wings of Redemption, who co-created the PKA podcast, one of the OG Call of Duty commentary type people on YouTube. And they are both like hundreds of pounds.
What they labeled it or something. I think they labeled it
800 pounds, one ring or something.
They called the 800 pound. That was the trailer. I was like, oh, this is wild.
They should have lied. They should have done the epic mealtime move where you add like a bunch of calories or whatever. They should have 1 ton, 1 ring. Yeah. 1 ton, 1 ring.
Yeah. I'm surprised Keem didn't take that angle and go even heavier, but I guess.
You surprised Keem didn't take the angle of lying?
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know. You know what? Listen, I do. I've had the fortune of getting to have conversations with Keemstar over the years and stuff. I don't think he's a liar. I think he strategically misspeaks sometimes. Even something I'm sure
he omits information.
Yeah, he'll say someone's name wrong on purpose. And that's like a thing. And that's like on purpose. That's not a lie, though, really. I mean, some people would call that, but it's not, But he's someone who's a consistent person, I think, in this day and age. A consistent person is good. But
let's be real about this fight. So it seems like he's very hyped for this fight and he's been promoting the shit out of it. And obviously it'll be a very big event. I think it's at Wembley Stadium over in the UK. And I was supposed to go, but I unfortunately can't. I'm still battling my sickness a little bit here. But slowly getting better.
Everyone's battling sickness. We don't want to hear about it.
I know, but I'm special sick,
So anyways, you're not going to get any Prime drink hookups at Wembley. I'm assuming they got Prime on tap.
Yes. Like everyone's going to have Prime. In fact, you'll have a Prime in your hand probably because someone's going to hand one to you.
But wait, what do people what are people going to be wearing? There's going to be black tracksuits, right? There's going to be a lot of tracksuits.
No, this is going to be
when I see people in the UK, they always got like a suit.
Well, where are you sitting? Where are you sitting exactly? Do you
I have no idea.
You have no idea. So you could be I imagine you're going to be somewhere close
pull up,
to the
but
ring.
maybe Kim's sorry, couldn't wing it. My bad.
That would be that'd be some get back from Keem for all the sort of shit talking you guys have been doing to each other online.
I don't think anything would deserve such a maneuver like that.
I agree. No, that'd be mean. That'd be bad.
No, but I did make it into a little trip. I wanted to do a couple things in London, Brav. I've been one time before. Actually, last time I was in London, I was there because Simon Cowell flew me down.
Oh my God.
He saw Epic Mealtime and he was like, I want to that boy. No, I'm joking. He started a YouTube channel and he called down a bunch of YouTubers that he thought would play nicely to blow his channel up when he first started it. So I got to meet him for 10 minutes.
Do you think he still posts content on YouTube, or he's just
for sure not? There was this era where YouTube gave everyone like like 500,000 to $2 million or so. And they're like, here, start a show. So all these big time people, like, you know, celebrities like Simon, they came in, they're like, yeah, I'll do a show. I need 2 mil. And they pocket like 1.9 million. And they're like, make a show for 100K.
Yeah, they're not too worried about it. Yeah, it's funny. I remember that era where it was like so many celebrities jumping to YouTube.
That era actually gave birth to SourceFed, because all these people made these channels, and I think Phil was like one of the only people that was a YouTuber and not like a classic celebrity, a traditional celebrity. And he made SourceFed, and that show actually stuck around when all the others were gone. That one was still existing.
Well, they probably realized like investing in the people who actually make content for the platform would probably be a better idea in terms of longevity to it. But I can see the allure to having sort of mainstream. And this is back when I don't think you would consider YouTube influencers mainstream, maybe mainstream to young people, but it hadn't quite reached the level that it's at now, where really like what quote unquote celebrities are essentially influencers.
It's yes, you know. But at the same time, there's still a big difference. Like it doesn't matter how you break it down. It could be break it down money wise, whatever. Logan Paul is not as big as Chris Pratt. And that's the truth of it. And Logan Paul, I think Logan Paul probably makes more money per year. I think Logan Paul might be more recognized by individual living, breathing souls on the planet. But I'm going to say that, like, I think like if Logan Paul's there taking pictures and Chris Pratt pulls up like, what's up? I'm here too. I think the direction shifts.
Interesting. I don't know if I agree with that.
You don't think so? Maybe not where I'm going. Maybe not at OVO, Wembley Arena. So, like, man. I don't think so there. But
I think a lot of that like fame is propped up by significant amount of marketing dollars being put behind them. And,
I'm sorry. I take it back. Because if Logan was there and he's like, hey, and then Chris Pratt pulled up and he was like, hey, and everyone was like, ah, if Mr. Beast pulled up and he was like, hey, then it's over. Because I see the craziest people that I know posting about Mr. Beast. I'm like, you're 50. I'll see someone else posting about Mr. Beast. I'm like, you're 4. Why do you have a page?
That's crazy.
Like Mr. Beast is the most
talked about. Like everyone is. I actually have noticed a lot more discussion around. It's so weird. Because, you know, we've traveled through like the many eras of YouTube, you know, and now it seems like everyone's so self-aware about like what YouTube is about and how to attack the algorithm, like all the stuff that was never really spoken about, you know. I don't know when we first got started, or even in the middle of that, and now it's so like there's entire channels
everyone knows
to explain
the ins and outs.
It's a whole vertical of content that exists now.
Specifically, I'd say Mr. Beast, actually. I feel like he's going through his like the we're done with this guy era.
Well, did you see his most recent video? Did you see his most recent video?
I did.
Getting, like hammered by people. Like,
but that's the thing is like he's people like that's like so many people know that we love to do this in society. We love to build someone up onto a pedestal and we love to knock them off. We like to see them get back on with conditions. But in this case, like people are eager to do it. And the things that he does wrong, let's say, they're not that wrong so far. You know, there's like net positive when you think of a YouTuber and what they do. Mr. Beast is a great net positive as a creator, but it just feels like we're like, wait, I can pull some shit out of this. But we could fuck this one up.
I mean, it's kind of the business of making content is to sort of attack the person who is driving.
You know who's getting it now? Sunny V2. Oh, for those listening, he probably saw this video, a video where it's like why Epic Mealtime failed or the eventual downfall of Epic Mealtime or something like that. Which those content, I consume a lot of content. I don't knock anyone's hustle. I've seen many videos on me being like, this is why the channel sucks now or whatever. I watch those and I'm like, pretty accurate or not that accurate or whatever. But yeah, I left a cool comment on that. I was like, hey, it's a great video. You know, here's a couple things that you brought up that you were curious about and blah, blah, blah. But his videos have normally been watched like crazy. A lot of people watch that type of content. I'm telling you guys here listening to this podcast, you do not give a fuck about this stuff. But Lynch and I have this guilty pleasure where we consume a lot of YouTube content. Like YouTube drama, YouTube, the ins and outs.
You're rated like
Lynch,
top 5%, or what are we? We're really up there.
Yeah, we're up there. Between the two of us, I think we know like 90% of things.
Yeah.
Like Lynch will break down for you like golf drama, why like this channel and that channel and what they're doing today. I know, like I'll watch a 3-hour video about a YouTuber that I don't particularly like, narrated by another YouTuber I don't particularly like, but I enjoy just I don't know, I'm fascinated by the people that are in this space because it's such a weird job, and I mean it's relevant for me to know what other people are doing and stuff.
Well, we take it a little further even, because like you're supposed to probably as a content creator to be focused on like all the content you should be making, and like we do sometimes get caught up in just consuming the most amount of content possible.
Yeah,
like,
you guys remember Dr. Huge? You were there for that.
Yeah, Dr. Huge, exactly. Yeah.
That was the guy that the biohacker that he gave himself an injection. He injected Conor Murphy's nose. And he gave him a boner for a couple hours, and then he walked the streets of Thailand.
How many hours did I dedicate to that? Many, when I should have been probably, I don't know, thinking of another video idea.
I haven't seen them on my algorithm, to be honest. I wonder what type
they're done.
Crazy shit they've been doing, though.
YouTube
they're not done, bro, but they're still out there, dude.
I feel like YouTube is...
You just
YouTube
don't get to see it.
Yeah, YouTube's like, no, you're gone now. Because like, of all people, should be when I reload my YouTube timeline on my phone, there definitely should be some.
But why did they get rid of him? Was YouTube like, we think you might know about something?
I mean, I don't think that's it. I mean, there's some.
That would be
like
outlandish, right? They can't do that.
I mean, they can do whatever the fuck they want, frankly.
That's
I mean,
true.
look at Steve Will Do It, which to me is still the craziest. Like that guy, it was huge on the platform. They just deaded his whole channel. They're like, no. And like what you hear people saying around him, like the people he films with, you know, like the Nelk Boys and Bradley Martins, they can't even put him in videos, or they could lose their channels. And I'm like, that is crazy. And the stated reason is because he showed a link to a gambling site. Which
doesn't add up. It's crazy.
It's just, you just see some crazy shit on YouTube.
I think
and it's like
you have to remember in this scenario, and I think we learned this, and I'm aware of this. I'm always been aware of this. You could say the wrong thing to the wrong person. And like, he may have, like, to me, like, and I know a lot of people, like, we went through all the drama with Creator Clash. Like, he may have said something to a particular person that has a particular amount of pull. And that was it. Because that would make more sense to me. I think he was shit-talking
the platform. I think he was like publicly shit-talking the platform. And look, I think
it feels personal, you know? It feels fueled personally.
It does. And it's hard, right? Like, people want to blame like YouTube for their problems. And like, the truth is, like, bro, they don't have to do anything for you. They don't, like, there's so many people on this platform.
I hate that.
It's like, you can't sit around like how easily could we walk like, oh, it's YouTube's fault, no one's watching this video. And it's like, bro, that's the biggest cop out in history. It's like, you know,
yeah,
it's on
I may
you
have
to
said
figure
something like, I may have said something like an algorithm changed or whatever, but I was never like I never liked people that complain when their content doesn't get watched. It's like, everyone's been there. That's how it works. Like, getting people to watch it is
it's on you.
The biggest thing.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's certain things that are frustrating. Like, I get frustrated when you see certain metrics not adding up and you don't really understand why, and you're trying to like figure it out.
Sometimes they block, like a video will be rolling and then it stops.
Or you put a lot of effort into a video and you're like, this deserves more views. But the truth is, like, that's not on YouTube to do that for you. That's on you to find ways to make that happen, you know? And so I find that is one of my biggest pet peeves, is like blaming the platform. Because like, yeah, there's definitely ways to be frustrated. And I can say I've been frustrated at times, but you know, we don't direct our anger outwardly to the platform necessarily, you know, but we definitely consume all the like things that happen in the process of people getting kicked off the platforms or getting strikes or whatever may happen. But to blame them, I think is like just not. It's
no. It
doesn't help you. That's for sure.
I never liked that in lots of things. Like, I know some people like to complain.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, come on, I don't even care. Like, I don't care about like the complaining part about it. You know what I mean? I do like to jump to problem solving. And that actually caused some issues in earlier relationships in my life. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, you know, someone wants to just vent. And I'm like, hey, well, yeah, just don't talk to that person and do this and that. Boom, done. It's not a problem. You know what to do. But it wasn't about problem solving, really. It was about like, bro, I'm not cutting this person off because I just want to complain a little bit. Some people like to complain a little bit.
With that said, if YouTube wants to like put us in the recommended tab, please do it. I mean, we welcome it. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Right? Why not?
Yeah. Listen, hey man, Rumble. If you want to pay me in the Baba to pay Baba, should we be putting this up on Rumble?
You know
also?
what? Sorry.
Should we be putting this up on Rumble also?
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
I feel like you can get really zany with the thumbnails over there.
You think you can? Wow. Have you spent time on Rumble? I've never been there, frankly, myself. You went to admit that you've been on Rumble watching.
I'm trying to remember. Well, you had said we had mentioned that we had maybe done a deal way back in the day, but we weren't sure if Epic Mealtime had been on Rumble at one point.
I think we did like a distribution thing with.
That was like baby days of Rumble.
I think it was before maybe it branded itself as like the sort of safe for the not safe content creators.
Yeah, I really branded themselves about that freedom.
Yeah, about that Andrew Tate, Steve will do. That's where everyone
Andrew
goes.
Tate's everywhere, bro. Andrew Tate. Well, actually, it slowed down quite a bit.
Yeah, I haven't noticed him popping up like really anywhere other than a couple like.
Yeah, he's not on like the TikTok feed like he was. I'll tell you what I have been seeing. This is crazy. So I don't know if you guys know what Fresh and Fit is. It's a podcast where it's like a couple dudes and there's like 1,000 OnlyFans girls like at the table, and it's like a huge table. You've probably seen it. It's like a huge ass table with like mad women sitting there and like a couple dudes. And then the dudes are like, no one's going to marry you, bitch. You're all having OnlyFans. And she's like, yeah, but I want to be my own boss. And they're like, get the fuck out of here. And then they like, kick them out. And it's literally, I'm not even fully exaggerating. It's kind of like that.
I'm not laughing because I agree. I'm just laughing because I think it's just.
Yeah, he knows.
All content is just too much for me. It's too funny.
Bro, this is like a genre that has popped up. I have seen many podcasts now where it's a big ass table and like 3 dudes being rude to like 10 women who look like they have like an OnlyFans maybe or something.
Yeah.
And you just watch probably the same thing as I
did,
like a homepage.
Yeah.
Which one was it? Was it Destiny?
No, I watched some other one where this guy was like, the girl rated him like a 2 on 10 or something.
Oh, the Abba and Preach one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looked exactly the same.
He's like, what do you rate me on 10? And she's like, 2 on 10. And he's like, what do you rate me on? This girl's like 8 on 10. And the girl's like 9 on 10. And then he looks at the 2 on 10. He's like, you sound like a stupid bitch now.
So
he's like, you rated me a 2 on 10 because of our interaction of how I'm acting, but not how I look. He's get out of here. Get up and get the fuck. And like, it's just like, whoa. What are you doing? Why are you so mad that you're at 2 on 10? Like,
what's sad is that works
2 on 10 also.
What's sad is that like having that strategy,
the person you get when you utilize that strategy is the type of person that can get got by that type of strategy. And it's not the ideal person to me that I could think of as like a life partner or someone that you would want to join forces with. Whenever I watch these things, they're always like, you want your bitch to be like loyal and stay at home and never do anything and clean. And it's just like, but you're talking about you're not talking about someone who's, gonna better you or elevate you, who you could elevate them, and you guys elevate each other. You know what I mean? Yeah, but listen, I'm talking to you guys. You listen to this podcast. You're cool dudes. I'm just surprised how many podcasts exist now where there's like 10 OnlyFans girls and 3 dudes being like, "Shut up, bitch."
It's crazy.
It's really wild. That's what we need on this podcast. We should literally just have I should have 8 women behind me.
And
I'm like, what's going back there? Huh?
You get like get a camera like a higher up angle so we can see more of the room and really just get a whole team.
And I'm in here. I'm like, I'm a high value male. I got like Spider-Man posters on the wall, like lightsabers behind me, the bisexual lighting, and I'm like, bitches, what's up?
Yeah, that's it'd be an interesting. I bet you if you did that though, we'd have a viral clip out of it, guaranteed. Like something like that.
I thought about it. I role played. I was like, what if I started like a podcast like that, where it's me and like 9 women. I was like, I don't know how viral it would go because I'm not going to be like, you stupid bitch. You think anyone's going to marry you? Like, and I wouldn't do that. So I don't think the podcast would pop off because it would me being like, you got to find someone that respects you. And they're going to be like, I know. And I'm like, cool. And that's not going to pop off.
No.
That's not popping off.
Having like a lukewarm take or like a regular ass take is not going to get you. It's not necessarily going to get you.
That's the problem, right? That's why we get caught up in these scenarios where people are getting crazier and crazier.
Yeah.
Like there was I don't want to say there was rhyme and reason to, Andrew Tate, Fresh and Fit or whatever, but it literally regresses further and further as it compounds on itself. So now these like imitators imitating imitators, you get left with a dude that's like, the bitch, this is the bitch. And she's like, I have an OnlyFans. And he's like, the fuck out of here. And that's the podcast now. That's where it's gone. It's like, it's like only the pure concentrated form of these weird podcasts.
It's also just like, you know, if you are someone who's looking to make money, and obviously the internet and making content is a way to make money and work for yourself or get attention. If you pay enough attention to what's going on, there are ways to do that. Now, is that something like, I'd say for us, we tend to be a bit more like, you know, we sort of do what we want to do, which we could do other things that probably would lead to more attention and more views, which kind of is the objective. And I heard someone actually talking about this. Like I was watching a video of someone discussing being disappointed with how the internet's changed. It was another creator, and how it's like people aren't making content with the intent of like making quote unquote art, you know? And I think like, I don't fall as far on that spectrum. Like, oh, we're making art, you know, we're making something, you know, but we're not here to like try and, I guess we don't put our foot forward. Isn't like, how are we going to like scam the most views out of the system? And like,
yeah, we don't play the game. Like,
we don't play every game. We have, you know, somewhat a little bit, but no, we don't.
But like we played the game, like we ate spice.
Yeah.
Like spicy stuff. We never like caused real life riffs to create views. Like, I mean, you know, Jake and Logan, you know, I know these guys in real life. They're actually nice people. And I can't think of like when they were doing their whole bit, I was like, damn, I'm happy I don't have to freestyle beef my brother and fuck his wife for views this month. Like, I'm happy, like, you know, I'm happy like my dad's not on video being like, well, Harley, you better step your views up. You fucking see how many subscribers your brother has. Like, I'm happy that like that's not in my life.
The part that's crazy to me though is that to be that person, or to like gain that level of popularity, like I think there's very few people who like can post infrequently. You know, it's like the commitment to posting and like continuing and powering through the content is so crazy, especially now. It's gotten even crazier. You know, it's really hard to exist. And I mean, we went through this, like we stopped posting, and like, I can tell you very clearly that the metrics show that by not posting for an extensive period of time through, sort of shutdown measures down in
through
Canada,
like the most views on the internet ever, also because it was
really
pandemic,
had a detrimental impact on our distribution. That's just a reality. Like,
well, also everyone's views went up during that time. The people that did post, because everyone was watching content, but we couldn't get together. Like, we couldn't get together and cook things. I mean, I could have been uploading shitty like Uber Eats reviews, but I was like very fat and it was kind of gross. So no one wanted to see that. Plus, after like 12 years of never missing a day, it was kind of nice to not.
Yeah,
it was kind of nice to just post up, play Animal Crossing, and gain 80 pounds.
It's too bad we weren't doing this. We could have just been talking to each other through the computer.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Too bad. Yeah.
You know, gaining 80 pounds was low-key mad fun.
Hold on. Was it fun or fun in the moment, and then like an hour later, you're like all depressed about
it? No, not an hour later. It was just every single morning. You lay in bed for an extra like 42 minutes, like squeezing your tits and your gut, being like, I can't believe we've done this. And then you get hungry and wake up. You're like, well, it's breakfast. Better eat it soon because it's almost lunch. And, you know, you're like.
I have to admit something. I've been, I don't know if people are familiar with this podcast, but like I've had a lot of change going on in my life. I just had a child. Obviously, I've mentioned that a few times. I moved recently as well. I've just been doing a lot, and like I've been on an absolute tear of just eating everything, and like I'm not just like overeating, not super unhealthy. Like I eat like real food. I just enjoy food. I think Harley and I exist with the same sickness in general, but it's just been an absolute fucking free for all. Just eating, enjoying myself, takeout. When I left the city, I was in Toronto, and I say Toronto has some of the best food and the best restaurants, and I just like enjoy good food, like rosé pizza. And
you guys take that in, rosé pizza, you understand? It's like pizza with rosé sauce. Rosé sauce, which is basically Alfredo creamy and marinara mixed together.
Yeah.
And that's the sauce. So just like imagine making pizza fatter.
Yeah,
Imagine like doubling, maybe up to tripling the fatness of a pizza.
Yeah. And how many slices like you between, like, I mean, let's be real.
I said that judgmentally, but like I'm actually hype manning it.
Yeah, you're ready for it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So and I've been on that. Like Harley did the he said the 80 pounds. Like I've been putting in that work. And I've also been trying
How
to
tall are you? You 6'1", 6'2"?
I'm just over 6'1". Yeah.
Okay, so you're 6 foot in real life.
No.
Yeah, I got it.
I should have added the vanity.
How much
6'2.5"? Huh?
How much do you weigh? No, don't say, Fred. What if your mom's listening? Don't say.
Okay. My mom might pull a gun or something.
Yeah, but you know what? Listen, Lynch is probably like
I haven't weighed myself fully.
Not as fat as I was at my fattest, but approaching that. However, he's built differently.
Yeah.
In the sense that like, and this is where people like myself too, being so tall, is like if you're built a particular way, you can hide your fatness for so long until it's like, oh damn, it's summer now.
I fucked up.
And that's like what happens is like, I remember like the fit was like long tees as I was getting fat. Like, bro, I'm getting fatter. The tee is getting longer. I was like coming to work in like muumuus with like 3 inches of jean at the bottom. And it's just like fucking, it's just a big mass of material. And I'm like, they don't know what's going on in here. Then you bend a particular way and there's a weird lump or something.
Well, you look and then you realize like it's hard to hide everything, to be honest. Like, I am built a bit different because I just like am a pretty like broad shouldered big dude. But
and I get sick in the face.
Yeah, I was gonna say the difference between you and I is that like I sleep normally and I just like my face doesn't quite get to the level that it can get to where I look like, because when you get those black circles and like you look pale, and
then you smoke hash.
And then you smoke all the time, and I'm just like, that's not me. Other than the lack of sleep from a child, I don't look as sickly. You know, I still look like a person who's like living their life.
But that's what helps you get fat is when you can like you get like good clothes that help you like look good, and then it's just like you get comfortable, and yeah.
Well, that's our next doc is little known Lynch in the background is going to be doing his transformation. I don't know what kind of drama we can fit out of that.
Transformation is the B plot, while I go and put together a stand-up bit.
That's right.
Is the A plot.
Yeah, I like that stand-up recommendation. We had a few people say that after the event, in person, and in the comments, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. It's a pretty tough road, though.
Yeah, it'd be funny. I go to like improv classes with like theater. I learned how to sing.
Use your Jamaican accent that you had on your CV.
Yeah. I got to become a triple threat. I have to learn how to sing.
You're going to go for the EGOT?
I got to learn how to dance and sing.
I mean, you know how to dance.
We know that. Like me, those dance classes. I got to hit up one of those YouTube channels where they have like a big mirror and person is doing like some crazy dance.
Yeah, you got to go for it. I mean, you dance though. I mean, come on, we've seen your TikToks, aka
yeah, but those aren't real dances. Those are like, that's not real. You know,
I couldn't do that. I'd be like bobbing my head in the background, you know, like this in silence.
No, you can. You're just very gangsters don't dance, they boogie.
I don't know. Maybe now that I'm soft, you know, maybe I'm ready for my dancing arc. You know,
this is how you lose weight, like DDR. Amir did that, by the way, guys. Chef of Epic Mealtime. He like stopped eating carbs and played the shit out of DDR every day. There was like in his apartment, there was like a wet circle burnt into the ground where his sweat dripped.
Yeah,
like
he was
playing DDR.
He also was like eating exactly. He was measuring what he ate down to the exact amount, which was almost 0 carbs, I would say. Like he was a bit crazy about it. And personally, like I don't have that approach. I just want to eat normal and work out and just be normal. You know? Yeah. And like just lose weight normally, you know?
Yeah. You got to do like, that's when you want to get to the point where you're happy with yourself. And then you're like 17 out of 20 meals are going to be good.
Yeah. I mean, the truth is like, when I really think about it, it's like I've done it. Like I've eaten really well. Like I've done a good job. Like
eating well is totally fine when you're
no, I'm saying eating well isn't like, I've eaten like I've had all the like,
Oh, you went off.
I've had the rose pizza. I've had
you
Big
that's
Macs.
how I
I've had,
too.
you know what I mean? Like I've done it all a million times.
Eating
over
well
again.
when you're as fat as you and I, eating well actually is good. Like to the people listening, if there's someone listening who's like fat, bro, are you really fat? Or are you just like a baby and you only eat chicken nuggets? Like man up and look at what's good to eat. It's really not a problem. Like eating eggs and tuna and honestly extra lean if it is lean beef, like this is all fun. This is totally fun. A little bit of rice. You don't need to be going to fucking Carl's Jr., bro. This is actually cheaper.
I need the LUI.
This is actually cheaper.
I need the LUI. I think I'm gonna hit him up. I'd like to have him in my life.
Louis Marco.
I want Louis Marco to send me. I want him to send me
too.
voice notes. Like I need that. I feel like I'd mean it a lot more if he was like sending me voice notes.
Yeah, guys, that's who I hired to do my nutrition and lifting, and
we're big fans.
I was
big fan for a long time.
I was doing pretty well before that, but there was a whole extra level that I'd never reached. That's kind of like when you get to that point, it's like, oh, you just have to eat clean. Like you have to eat clean consistently.
But the accountability of it, I think, helps, right? Like you had to send him progress pictures every single week.
But the true accountability, because you could still fuck that up. The true accountability is like, I am going to be shirtless in front of thousands of people.
That's true. That is a
the biggest thing is my tit ratio went down. If you look at my titties, Crater Clash 1, I got like fucking, holy geez, I want to lick them. And Crater Clash 2, much less tit going on.
Yeah, I think the next step is to like get more jacked though. Almost like just get a bit more muscle on that. Slap.
I say that if you're truly fat, just start lifting and get more muscle. You'll feel better about yourself, burn more calories, and then you start, being responsible every step of the way.
Maybe we'll make a podcast exclusive where I go through the transformation. I'll make a little transformation video. We'll add it to the.
No, don't bring them into this. Don't bring them into this.
I actually got served something so accurate to this conversation. I linked it to you. It's this TikTok. Like I wish Donnie was here to talk about this because it's like
which TikTok? The ones this TikTok got me.
Yeah, this TikTok got me because it's actually relevant to what we're talking about right now. But also I want Donnie here for it. But I want you to listen to it. This guy's talking about me right now. You ready?
I know this. I watched this one.
Yeah. I'll run it on the video and on the thing so they can hear what he's saying.
I flew back to Canada for my last set of days off. Had a layover in the LAX airport. I was waiting in line, waiting for some food, and I felt the tap of my shoulder. I turned around and it was a man. He goes, "Hey, Cole, how are you?" I almost didn't recognize him at first. Then it clicked. I said, "What the fuck happened?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "You look like shit." He said, "I got married, bro. You know how it is." I looked at him and I said, "No, I fucking don't know how it is. When did getting married become the pinnacle and the benchmark for letting yourself go? Now you have a family and kids to protect. This is when you choose to be the softest, most timid, bitch, jello-titty version of yourself? Listen, you got motherfuckers that you gotta protect. It's not just you now. You need to be war ready. You don't get ready. You fucking stay ready 24/7. It's time to level up. Let's go."
Basically, he's like, it's like blue collar motivation is what this whole like genre of content is, and I've come across it and I'm fascinated by it. And this guy's just like playing the same song that's like aggressive.
It's Sweet Dreams, but like slowed and reverb.
Yeah, and he's like yelling. He like works on the rigs. Like the oil rigs, probably in Canada, I assume.
Yeah, well, he had a video. So I don't like to mark this guy too hard because he's got a video with Pat Stay playing. R.I.P. Pat Stay. But no, he's got this vibe, guys. It's really like, it's all about like putting in work. Like if you pull up that track, Lynch, and you play it right now.
Yeah.
If you drop that,
I'm going to put the whole TikTok. I'm going to put the whole thing.
Just get the slow reverb track, lay that down right here.
Yeah.
And he's like this. He's like, "Blue collar people are some of the hardest working, most honest people that I know. They're always putting on the grind, boots to the ground, making shit happen, because that's the type of people we are. We don't fuck around like that. So you better stop fucking around."
Yeah.
And it's content like that.
And to be fair, like I have buddies who work I know plenty of people who went and worked.
Oh yeah, this guy, I'll crush a baggie with this guy right now, 100%.
Yeah.
Like if I saw this, and like the crazy thing is, this guy is like, he's like really like blue collar workers, or if you're there, you're kind of like, yo, Cole, bro, are you done filming your TikTok? We can't really keep covering for you, dude. We got to do this shit. And like, I want to go on lunch. I'm hungry.
I think he's the boss of his crew, though. I think he gets to do whatever he wants with this. I think he's a coach.
Maybe,
he coaches people.
People are holding his phone for him.
Yeah, and he coaches people. Like,
listen, you get 200K followers. You at a certain point, you got to be like, hey, let me help some people. I could talk this shit all day. Which, to be honest, I feel like I could do that too. You know what I mean?
I think Donnie
drop that track for me again.
Yeah.
Drop that track.
Okay, let's go.
It's Monday morning. You could either let this day fuck you in the ass, or you could fuck this day in the ass. Unless you want to get fucked in the ass. In that case, get fucked in the ass by this day exactly how you want to do it. You lay down the guidelines. You tell the day what's going on this week. You take control from the fucking jump, because that's what we do. How?
That actually works.
Bro,
it works.
Easy.
Yeah.
I can bang those out. Those out one after the other.
So email us or drop a comment if you want some private coaching sessions.
Patreon, that's the Patreon.
Yeah, that's the Patreon. It's private coaching sessions from the Sauce Boss and Big Lynch.
But no, this guy looks like it's weird to be like, this guy looks like a chill guy. Because he doesn't, because he's like, there. But no, he does look like a chill guy.
But I'm not mad. Like, I'm not mad at, like, I see people in the comments like roasting him,
Oh, really? I actually didn't look at the comments, and that's like my favorite thing on TikTok.
Yeah. Well, TikTok, you know.
What were they saying?
They're just like,
probably being hilarious. Oh, they were like, you didn't say that.
They're like, that's not true. You're lying or whatever. Because he always like talks about scenarios, and I'm like, to me, and I'm a big fan of like workout motivation videos. This is like just a different genre of motivation that exists, but like I love like Machiavellian motivation. You know, like I love like those kind of accounts where they get like Jay Cutler footage with like some intense song, and they like cut some of their like quotes into it. I'm like, that's for me. Like I love
to a super villain.
Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you got Jay doing the quad stomp, and he's like, he's like, eating sucks. He's like, it's a job. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's always these classic lines. And I'm like, yes. I'm like, I'll always stay for 100% of that video. So this is just the sort of appealing to the blue collar worker version of that, I guess. And as someone who has done that type of work in my life, you know, I'm like, oh, this is cool, I guess. Like, I have no issue with it, but I'm just getting served it like nonstop now. This specific TikTok is he's like he's talking about how he ran into a guy at the airport who was like, hey man, what's up? And it's like, he didn't recognize him. He was like, oh. And he's like,
he was fat. His friend got fat.
He's like, oh, you know, I got married. You know how it is. He's like, that's fucking.
He's like, no, I don't know how it is.
I don't know. That's a bullshit excuse. Yeah.
You have someone to protect in your life, and that's when you go soft.
Yeah, and I'm like, damn, this guy's attacking me.
This guy's fucking right he's now. Like Canadian macho man vibes on the fucking oil rig.
He is attacking me, but I do feel like I can protect my family, so I'm not like that concerned.
Yeah, I think so too. Like that's the thing. It's like, yeah, I am at my fattest, but I think I'll fuck you up.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe not him. I don't know. He's got like you know, he's out here in the tank top. So
he got me. Wait, he got me.
What do you mean?
I love getting these comments from these guys that are like, I would beat you up in a bar. Listen, big dog, only cockroaches and fucking rats hang out in bars. Well, these guys that are proud of how fucked up they got, like it's a flex, that they got all white girl wasted and spent a bunch of money. That shit's fucking embarrassing. Or these guys that are bragging about how many girls they pull but can't hold down a relationship. That's not a flex, little dog. That shit's embarrassing. Finding a down bitch from the start, going through peaks and valleys, the highs and the lows, thick and thin together, and coming out on top is a flex. Staying sober, stacking your paper, smashing goals is a fucking flex. And I'm not talking about these 18-year-olds. These are grown fucking men who haven't evolved a fucking day since high school. There is nothing more embarrassing than that shit. It's time to level up. Let's go.
Okay, the reason why I had to stop for a second there was because I just clicked my TikTok homepage and I got this one. that was like POV, grow up soon. I'm like, damn, he's coming for me now, right at the top of the algorithm.
He knows the Binge Eater podcast.
Yeah, they were like,
knows.
he said to you, he's like, you're fat because you're married?
Yeah.
Bitch, that ain't it. And then I'm like, ha ha. And then I click and it's like, grow up soon. It wasn't necessarily exactly for me, but in this one, he was like, he's basically like, oh, dudes out here flexing about all these bitches they're fucking at the bar. Like, nah, bro. Like, you're too old for that. That's not the move anymore.
I actually saw that one, yeah.
You know, I never liked this particular person growing up. I mean, I had friends that were like this, but I didn't like when they got like this. It was when the weekend was popping, all the boys were there, you know, we drinks, we're going out soon. And like, they pull up and they're like, where's the girls? Let's fucking call some girls over here. Get some fucking bitches? What's going on tonight? Like, getting some fucking bitch. And I'm like, calm down. Like, everyone's horny, bro. Chill. Like, it's going to happen soon. Like, shut the fuck up, please. Like, I'm trying to get high right now and laugh about our farts. And you keep talking about women. And like, it's like, I can't do both. My like 19-year-old brain, it's not going to do both right now. I need to focus on being with the boys. Then we'll tend to our horniness after that. But there's some guys that are just like, they want us to go. How many bitches are there? Yo, we're going to see Spider-Man 2 in theaters. You want, is there bitches coming? No, bro, we're going to watch a movie. We're not trying to get a hand job in the theater.
I know those guys, yeah.
Right? That's always like.
That's always the angle. It's like, nah, man, like, can we just relax? Like, there's a time and place to be, bring that attitude to the table.
Yeah. Those guys now, they're married with a beautiful wife and 2 kids, and they get 3 hand jobs a week.
Yeah, they can't wait to they can't wait to go on their trip to like. They're
like, bro, get divorced so you can get married and we can have a batch.
Yeah. The fucking this guy. Maybe we should link up with this guy. Collab with him. Maybe, I don't know. The only thing.
Next time if this guy's in Halifax, I don't know. Like, next time I go, I'm definitely hitting up Cool, bro.
Now, did you see this thing? This actually got me. This one story. Did you see Steven Crowder with a shut up button that he has? Like, are you gonna get one for Donnie and I? Like, what's your plan?
So what is that button? What is that?
So Steven Crowder's been having a rough couple of weeks with just a lot of stuff going on. But this one specific piece of content is like, he has a new co-host, Brian Callen, and he's like talking, and I guess part of the show is like he has a button that basically like flashes a light or something for whoever's co-host, basically to shut the fuck up and let him finish his point or whatever bit he's doing. So basically you have like one for me and Donnie, and if you're talking and like one of us starts trying to interject, you'd be pressing the button, like a giant light would be flashing in our face, and we'd have to be quiet immediately. And like he just had this one on camera where you see him like very clearly, he's doing a bit, some type of voice, and he like reaches under his table on the right hand side because Brian Callen's trying to say something, and just presses his button. And
Brian Callen is the co-host of the Steven Crowder show.
He just got
since
brought
when?
On. Didn't you see him getting whipped as a cow? I don't know. It's very recent. This is like he just got brought on as like someone on the show.
What is he? But he doesn't agree with Crowder, does he? Doesn't he like? I've heard him talk a couple times. He doesn't. He's not like as
I saw someone say
Crowder is about things.
No, but people were saying he's like, it's really crazy because before he got canceled, because Brian Callen had like some type of canceling that went down, where he had like a TV show he was like about to go into production on, and like a bunch
and he just got his eyes made better. He got his eyes made young. He got that surgery where your eyes are not so old.
And truth be told, after he did look better.
Out, yeah, we did work out for him. It was one of those rare.
I was surprised, I was like, oh, because that could go either way. But yeah, I thought it was funny and interesting. But I'm with you. It's like, okay, well, like it's his show, and if he wants to continue his bit, then I guess that's the best way to shut someone up, rather than have like an open dialogue. Which his show seems to be more of him just ranting to the camera.
That's why when you're a ranting to the camera type guy, like you want to be able to be like, stop him onto something and rant at the camera. Whereas I like to have you and Donnie here to pull back my rants, because if it was just me, I'll be fucking rambling like crazy. But so like, not the biggest Brian Callen fan. But I am like, gotta say, he's probably fucking getting paid right now.
Oh yeah.
That's like
the funniest thing about Crowder is when he called like a $50 million offer from the Daily Wire what do you call it? Like it was like he like referenced some type of like, it's like slave. He said something crazy about being offered $50 million.
Yeah.
there's some quote, I don't have it like on top of mind right now, but he was
Man,
like,
you get paid.
like insulting. Yeah.
Those guys get paid, eh?
Yeah. If you're willing to push
Do the
sort
thing.
do that like sort of side of
that whole game thing we were talking about. If you did it politically, like that whole game,
there's a bag at the end of that rainbow. Yeah, there definitely is. I feel like a bigger one too, especially on that side of things. I feel like
I hate when I say something that's like, you know, on a political, like a comment about something political, and people will be like, wow, this guy is getting paid trying to please his audience. And I'm like, I don't think a lot of my audience actually agrees with a lot of my takes. And that's fine. But like, I have takes that I'm, you know, it's been happening even for something like Star Wars Last Jedi, me liking it. A lot of my audience did not. Like, my audience isn't hyped when, you know, I'm like, I don't even want to start a debate. But
yeah, you're like,
a lot.
you don't even want to
There's
dive
a
into
lot.
that one. Yeah, no, there's a lot of things that you could be doing that's going to piss people off.
Yeah. Or even if I were like to be like something like like, you know, post a picture of me shooting firearms.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, wow, you're only, and I'm like, I know that you only piss people off when you do this. Like, people that back you on certain things, they back you. They don't say anything. It's when you piss people off that's when people want to say something.
But that's it. So like, I would say like you're not like a polarizing character. You play a character that probably could have leaned in that direction, you know, which is the Sauce Boss.
That's why the Sauce Boss should have a podcast where it's the Sauce Boss with like,
it's a good way to cover.
Girls. It's called I Got All These Bitches.
Yeah.
And it's just me, and I'm like really leaning into it.
I mean,
I don't give a fuck what my wife wants to eat tonight. We're eating steak because I'm the fucking man.
It's actually an interesting concept because you kind of originated. Think about that episode. I think I pulled that clip recently.
The mac and cheese episode?
The mac and cheese episode where you like have 20 girls lined up. I got all these bitches.
It looks like a podcast. If you showed that to someone in 2023, they'd be like, what is this, a podcast?
Damn. Bro, you were onto something and you just, I guess.
Made mac and cheese instead.
Yeah, you're like, oh, we're going to eat food instead.
I never once for a second thought, I'm going to sit down and talk to these women for 2 hours and insult them.
Yeah.
That would have read completely different in 2010 if I'm like, I got all these bitches, and I sit down, I'm like, now I'm going to talk shit to them.
What did you think though in 2010 it would have been like more acceptable than it is now? It's so weird how now this is.
It would have been so acceptable in 2010. People would have been like, yeah, okay, we know. Yeah, if I was like, the bitch got to be loyal, everyone would be like, yeah, I know. I'd be like, and she can't put her doing porno on the internet. People would be like, yeah, we know.
We get it.
Honestly. And everyone who disagrees would be like, oh shit, what do I say? Do I say something now? And everyone else is like, porno's disgusting. And then they're all masturbating to porno.
Yeah, literally. They're contributing to the most traffic ever there.
Yeah, but back then, like when we were doing Epic Mealtime in 2010, it was so different. The comments were literally like, look at these dudes in the kitchen. What are you, women?
Yeah.
That's actually the comment we got. We got like dudes cooking.
We cook? We're allowed to do that? Like, yeah, right. I guess if it has bacon, it's allowed.
We do. I don't like to make these crazy claims about Epic Mealtime. I don't want to like toot the horn of it, but I do think that there's a small, like a part of a generation of men that I think were like, I want to fucking cook, dude. These guys are cooking and they know what's up. Like, this is like hundreds of millions of views. So I'm sure there's dozens of people that are like, bro, I'm a dude and I'm going to cook and I don't care what anyone says. Now I'm sure they probably look up to, you know, legit people, Maddie Matheson or whatever. But like, they're not, you know, they got there because maybe, you know, they were like, hey.
Well, there's a lot more like, I feel like the food vertical is a lot more like chef oriented. You know what I mean? There's still like crazy creations, you know, a lot of like mashup creations, but the big sort of stunt food, bro cooking, I feel like has sort of,
you know, people like a piece of meat cooked really fucking perfectly these
like
days.
Google Foods or, you know, Josh, all those type of like really popular channels, Nick Giovanni or whatever, you know, all those guys. It's very like, they'll still make like an interesting creation, but it's very not the style of what Epic Mealtime was at that time. But you're underplaying the views. You said hundreds of millions. It's actually 1 billion. So
I meant at the time that they were watching.
Oh,
they decided to do it. Yeah, it did end up being over 1 billion. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, but you're supposed to say $1 billion though. Just to
Don't make me fucking add up the Facebook views too, bro. I don't want to.
Oh shit! Yeah, you don't want it to pull up the Facebook views. That'd be a good idea. Yeah.
And what happened with this Casey Neistat? He said today makes me sad.
No, we kind of touched on it. Just like there's I think a broader based conversation. We touched on that already. The story I found super interesting is the sort of breakdown of they started like doing the math on what FTX was spending money on.
Mm-hmm.
And like I found this whole like breakdown of like where they're spending money, and this is kind of a food story, so we're gonna get back in the food story here, but their bills were insane. Like they spent like three.
Oh, go ahead.
No, they spent like it's like $3 billion. Now a lot of that went in like their pockets as like here's like a bonus. But the whole narrative about FTX and how he drove that shitty car and how he's there for the greater good, like it's just being absolutely destroyed. And they spent an insane amount of money on like just DoorDash. Like, you know what I mean? Like they were like, oh, here's $400K on DoorDash or $600K on DoorDash in a very small amount of time too. It wasn't like, you know, like we thought your $50,000 Uber bill was crazy. FTX was like, hold up, let me just let me spend like millions of dollars at like on DoorDash and fucking Margaritaville, you know?
They own 35 properties in the Bahamas valued at $250 million. Like, why are you buying 35 properties in the Bahamas?
And by all accounts,
what are you doing?
They're not by all accounts. It's just, they just like were taking money from their like business accounts to do this, which is so crazy. Think about all the people promoting FTX. Think about how much chatter about like how FTX is a good thing. It's so crazy to me, but like when they do the accounting of like how they were spending their money, and like these are just, it doesn't seem like normal business expenses, but what would have been sick if you worked there? You got $200 a day to spend on food. That was the like per employee budget. So you could like order $200 worth of food a day. $200 worth of food a day is a lot of food. Like if you go on a trip and we're like, okay, everyone, we're going to go on a trip. Here's your per diem. It's like, here's $50 a day. Like that's a lot.
It's just, if you look at these people that have this own, that they spent the money on the yacht, he's got a $2.5 million yacht, and like, you know, the Sam Bankman-Fried is spending, like putting you up in the craziest hotel. I just couldn't imagine standing there and talking to these people on this yacht. Like just seeing like how they move and what they're doing and how expensive everything is, just to like, I know you motherfuckers just want to be in a living room playing Smash Bros and smelling badly. You don't want, like, they all move like that. They move like the Smash Bros community. No disrespect. They're not moving like how I imagine billionaires, you know. They like the whole lineup, these usual suspects, this motley crew that I've seen him, that girl that he was like doing some moves with, this guy, the CEO of Alameda Sam Trabuco. They all just look like fucking Smash Bros community. And here they are instead, like owning 35 properties in the Bahamas, $250 million. What are you doing? What's the game plan? I think, like, I guess you're like, if these properties go up, like, we'll be able to pay back to people the money that we made up. I don't know.
Did you see what his bonus he paid himself was? So
what did he pay himself?
He paid himself as a bonus. Hold on. Oh no, they did two crazy things. They didn't deliver. Amazon didn't deliver to the Bahamas, so they paid for like private planes to be flying their Amazon orders to the Bahamas. I said, that's fucking crazy, dude. They had like a fleet of planes coming in and out.
Considering everything that's been said, like, yeah, that is crazy. But I'm also just like, damn, Amazon doesn't deliver to Bahamas.
He gave himself about, so like 3.2 billion was paid out in bonuses to like the FTX and Alameda executives, and more majority went to him. Like he got like 2.2 billion. Just like, that's just his bonus. It's like, bro, how can you even justify like that amount of money going to yourself? One guy got $587 million. That's crazy. Just is like an insane amount of money. Like it's crazy.
Margaritaville, they spent $600K at Margaritaville.
Not even a good call.
If you know, not at all. If you own Margaritaville there, you're just kind of like choked when FTX crashes, because you're like, fuck, bro. Like these dudes were spending like $150K a month here. Like the staff like enjoyed the tips that they got, I bet.
For sure. I mean, dude, they said that like once again they spent like 400K at DoorDash.
Yeah, fuck these people. I hate these people. I hate this
Yeah, they
thing.
suck.
So fuck
Yeah,
them, and I don't want to talk about them anymore.
Yeah, fuck them. I agree.
Yeah. How about that banana taped to a wall? It was considered art. You know, before you said you weren't sure if what we do is considered art. I do think it's art. I think knuckle sandwich.
Yeah.
1 and 2 is art. I think fast food lasagna is art. I think 1,000,000 calorie lasagna is art. I think, you know, there's like maybe 10 million Scoville Starbucks coffee is not art, but it definitely can be an artistic statement of sorts.
Sure. Well, this is definitely a statement that I'm confused by. I'm not gonna lie. But okay.
Yeah, it's a banana duct tape to a wall, by the way.
That they have to swap out every couple of days, and some student ate it. And
yeah, he was hungry.
Like that's like I'd be like that's bad, but the reality is they're just bringing a new banana in every couple of days because the banana goes bad.
Yeah. So why do they care? Why are they acting like it was a fucking thing?
I don't know, but I was like also wondering, like, how is this? I guess art can be defined however you want to define it, but
well, yeah, someone's suing for this because they said that that was their idea.
Oh yeah,
it's a copyright battle. He had a thing called Banana and Orange where he duct taped the banana orange onto a green background. This guy's like, no, I duct taped just a banana on a white background. So,
do you like going to an art museum? Do you like seeing different art installations? Like, where is the line for you where you're like, this is dumb, or this?
That's a very sneaky thing about me is I love museums.
You do?
Very much love museums. Like I usually go to like Museum of Modern Art when I'm in particular cities.
Okay.
If they have an artist in town, you know, I'll look them up. I'll check it out. You know, I remember the first time I went to a museum, it was like the equivalent of the 12th grade or 13th grade.
Sure.
And I went to Museum of Modern Art in Montreal. This guy Vic Muniz was there. And if you guys look him up, Vic Muniz, VIKMUNIZ, he would create art out of things. Like he would take like diamonds, like fine diamonds, and on a black sheet, and you know, draw like classic Hollywood stars. Or he would take garbage, you know, on a huge warehouse floor and recreate like Saturn eating his son or whatever. And he would take a picture from an angle so that the art is a picture that he took. But the thing that he did is he maybe had a huge warehouse floor and he reorganized everything on the floor to, you know, look like a piece of art or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I left and I was like, wow, that was just pictures. I had a great time. Mm-hmm. I should do that more.
For the most part, I'll walk by. Sometimes I just don't get it. I'll see someone, I'm like, I don't understand this, you know?
Yeah. Like,
and there's taping the banana to the wall. Like, I don't get it. I'm sure there's some great explanation for it, like why it means something, but to me, it doesn't represent anything other than a bit. Like, I wouldn't want to go look at this, you know? Or what's interesting is the artist who did this installation also had a different one, which is way more fascinating to me. He had a $6 million gold toilet. And that was something. The artist who did this banana, he had another art installation that he did that was a solid gold toilet that cost $6 million, and someone stole it and they don't know where it is.
How did he get?
It's an 18 karat gold toilet.
How did he get that much gold to do that with?
He called it America. That was the name of it. I'm like, this had to be in the Trump era.
But who backed it?
I don't know, but it got stolen from, I have no idea. I don't know enough about it. I just saw that he had it. It was like kind of a footnote at the end of the article talking about this thing. And people, I think, could take shits in this thing. I think they were allowed to go to the bathroom in it.
Oh, really?
I think that's it.
I'm trying to find this. Okay, I found him. Okay, yeah, this guy. I wanted to know what you thought about this because, like, I follow this guy and I like what it looks like. But I do see he gets hate. He'll take a black canvas, put paint in a paint can, and he'll kind of swing the paint over the canvas, and it falls on it like splashes.
I've seen this.
He's from Toronto, I think.
I've seen this before, actually.
And it splashes and stuff. And I guess a lot of people are like, that's not art, bro. You're not even fucking drawing. It's, you know, but it's almost like in Big Lebowski, you know, when that person is flying by the canvas and dropping paint.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I do.
It's like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think like, see, where I've landed on this whole debate, because I really have this feeling, because when I used to live, there was a lot of like art galleries there. In Toronto, I used to walk by like a ton of different art galleries.
This guy lived in a piece of shit neighborhood or what?
Well, no, it was very chill neighborhood. But what was interesting about it is that I really would look at some things and be like, I don't get it. And then I look at others and be like, oh, that's super interesting. I would stare at it. And it really kind of like, I guess, is the thing that people say about art who are not into art, is that like it's however it like impacts you can be a reflection of art. And I guess if there's banana taped to a wall makes you feel some type of way, then it's done its job. Now, that's how I interpret it. That's how I interpret anything like that. But I do find it to be like a very interesting place that exists, because I feel like there's no line. There's no line between what's considered like a piece of art and what isn't. And like the tape banana to me is just weird. I don't get it.
It's easiest if you just think of it as like truly like everything is art. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I can look at like,
and I'm not talking about videos, by the way.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at like my ring light right now here, this light, and like someone designed the tripod mechanism that it is. And at one point that was a drawing. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, you know, once a pen touches a pad or something begins, like, and it's creative, it's just art. The design of this keyboard, this mouse pad, it's just the logo. It's a mouse pad with just the logo, but like this logo is art. There's decisions all across it. The way your monitors. I'm trying to think of the stupidest things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess we're going to take an art history class and come back and really get into the details of all this.
I'm pretty sure I've taken a couple.
Have you? I never.
Well, I did art in university. That was like my.
That was one of your electives.
Exactly. I did like painting class, drawing class.
So you and I are so different, because I did like biomedical ethics. Whatever class I could take.
Well, I did World of Chemistry Drugs and World of Chemistry Food.
Had to be an easy one. Come on.
No, it was
multiple
what's
choice.
His name?
No?
He's a G. It was multiple choice.
Love multiple choice classes.
No, you don't.
I do. I'm good.
No. Wait. A, B, C, D.
My special talent.
Wait.
Yeah.
E. None of the above.
It doesn't matter.
F. All of the above.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you got it wrong, you lost 1/4 of a mark.
That's rude.
So exactly, bro.
That's rude.
Exactly. So for 4 guesses that you didn't get, you lose a point. Outlandish, bro. Outlandish.
That's like a rude way to go about
That's
it.
actually my first L. It was that class. I failed. I failed that class, World of Chemistry Food, because I took it like a joke, and then the tests came through, and I was like, oh shit. Speaking of my combat career, I was thinking about the best person for me to box next would be Mark Zuckerberg.
Ooh,
We're close in age. I mean, maybe I got to cut weight a little bit. Maybe he gets a little bigger, but he just got gold medal at a jujitsu tournament.
Yeah.
His first jujitsu tournament.
They got a gold and a silver.
Actually. A gold and a silver. And like, what's just so funny, it's like, yeah, bro, I hope you do. Everyone here has got every other 4-year-old dude's got kids, bro. They got kids and a job. You literally, you flew to the Brazil to learn jiu-jitsu.
You got like 20 coaches probably, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And like he probably paid someone to slap bad food out of his hand. And
he I saw that and I was like, and just the pictures, like imagine getting owned by Mark Zuckerberg like that and just being like, do you think he talks shit?
I would literally be like, can I get 10K?
I wonder if
why would you not?
Like,
if you beat me up, why would you not give me 10K? Like,
I thought maybe he would have paid some of these guys off, but everyone's acting like it's all legit, and probably is. I mean, he probably trained a lot, but I just thought it was like so funny that he's out here grappling. He's like loving it, and I get it makes sense because like you love boxing, and I think anyone who gets into sort of a physical sport can see the value in their life when they're doing that. But do you think he talks shit? Like, do you think he's rolling with someone? He's like, man, I own you, and then like buys their house. He's like, I also own your house now, or something like that. Like,
he's like, not only is my company aware of the 3,500 data points we have on you and your digital footprint. He's like, but I know where every single pressure point is.
I gotta say, this is the first edition of the Binge Eater Cousins special edition podcast.
Yeah, Donnie's in Lisbon.
Yeah, we're gonna keep Donnie, a little square of Donnie in the overlay, on YouTube
Because it's cute.
Yeah, we just in solidarity with our guy, But yeah, this is the first actually a podcast I wanted to start initially, Cousins, but I guess we could just lie and say Donnie. No one even knows. Maybe Donnie's another one of our cousins.
Yeah, but he's black.
That's true, and Asian.
He's Blasian.
Yeah, he's Blasian. That's right.
Shout out to Blasian babies.
That's right. That's a classic line by Tiger. I love that one. But that's where that comes from. Like, or not, that's not where it comes from, but he was like, when all that shit got released about him back in the day, like when his like whole life unraveled and he was like, found out he fucks all these cocktail waitresses and is a savage.
Yeah.
He had like all these texts came out and he's like, you ever been with a Blasian? He's like, he was like really hyping it up.
I actually haven't.
Yeah. Well, next year.
All right. Thanks for listening to the Binge Eater podcast. Your boy, the South Spouse, posted up Big Lynch. Shout out to Donnie Duckets. Couldn't make it today. You're all beauties. Trust no one except us. And yeah, leave us a little comment.